Do I do it? You guys know that? That's the X-Files music. Doodle-diddle-diddle-diddle-diddle. Let's get right into it. Joe Rogan's talking about UFOs. He's not just talking about UFOs. He's talking about the recent whistleblower who came forward saying that, I believe they were talking about a non-human craft and possibly bodies as well, that the government or a certain entity, part of the government or military, is hiding from us. Came forward recently. There's a lot of different ways to look at this situation, and let Joe Rogan talk about it though. Just want to hit you guys up really quick and let you know about the store. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. I mean, I do mention it every once in a while. Sold Not For Sale t-shirt, Great Resist t-shirt. You've heard of the Great Reset? Join the Great Resist instead. Also, if you just want to give a big middle finger to the WEF, do it in style. Why not? Why not? Let Klaus know that you're not down with crickets. Maybe I should make that into a shirt. Not down with crickets. If you have supported the channel by hitting up that website, we thank you. You're so appreciated. And if you haven't yet, there is a discount code. It is I am Coach Colin. It gets you 10% off. Someone told me that it didn't work. I'm going to look into that. I'm gonna have my wife make sure that it actually works. But for now, tentatively, that's the code that should work for you guys. Let's get into the video.
I mean, there's so much going on that we just don't know. That's why it's so weird. That's why it's so weird when like this UFO disclosure thing comes out. You know, this guy,
didn't it just come out today?
Yesterday.
A whistleblower?
Yeah. This gentleman, David Grush, and David Grush. Let's find out who he is and what his credentials were. But he essentially said that they are illegally hiding it from Congress, and they are illegally hiding it from the American people. But they have off-world craft in possession.
Who's the they in that?
It's somewhere. Well, it's in the things they're saying is. Oh, here, let's read it. Air Force veteran has made a bombshell claim that U.S. government has recovered materials that could be proof of UFOs, including an intact craft of non-human origin, but they are keeping it a secret from the public. David Charles Grush, a veteran and former member of the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency and National Reconnaissance Office, has blown the whistle on this information, speaking with several news outlets about the crafts. These are retrieving non-human origin technical vehicles. Call it a spacecraft if you will. Non-human exotic origin vehicles that have either landed or crashed, Mr. Grush told News Nation. Mr. Grush served as senior technical advisor for the unidentified aerial phenomenon analysis with top secret compartmented information clearance, according to the debrief. He also served as a senior intelligence officer in the National Reconnaissance Office. In total, he has 14 years of experience serving as an intelligence officer. So here's the question. Is that a PSYOP? Is this, we've got a non-human craft, a PSYOP? Like if I was the government and I was working on some shit and I didn't want China or Russia to know about it, and we could do some wild shit, some anti-gravity shit. I thought it was totally nuts, and I thought at first I was being deceived. But it was a ruse, Mr. Grush told News Nation. People started to confide in me, approach me. I have plenty of senior former intelligence officers that came to me, many of which I knew almost my whole career, that confided in me that they were part of a program. He told the debrief that he's prepared many briefs on UFOs for Congress, but last year decided to provide hours of classified information and data about the Materials Recovery Program. Mr. Grush claims the Materials Recovery Program was shielded from proper congressional oversight. So this is what Bob Lazar has been saying forever. This guy's saying that it was going on for 80 years. So like this brings us back to the 1940s. I mean, this means like Roswell. This is what they were talking about when all the people that were at Roswell, that were at the actual crash site and the actual claim they saw bodies. And then there was two different aircrafts that were flown in to Roswell, New Mexico, and took the wreckage and flew it in 2 different aircrafts in case one of them crashed, supposedly. And they flew them to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. This has all been documented. Now, if that was a balloon, it was just a balloon, why would they go through such lengths? And why are there so many people that have so many stories about Roswell? Why are there so many hokey, goofy fucking explanations of what happened, including it was a parachute, and there was human dummies, like crash test dummies that were evolved. There were crash testing things, like not according to the people that were there. What they saw was materials that could not be explained, insanely light. You would crumple it, and it would immediately flex back to the stage that was out there. They found things that had some sort of writing that resembled hieroglyphs. They don't, I mean, these people, they could have all been full of shit. It could have been just some story, something happened, and everybody told everybody, and you're playing a game of telephone, and the next thing you know, it's this wild story of bodies and little tiny caskets and, and people being silenced. But the problem is the story is very universal. When they're all telling the story, it's real similar, man. It's a real, and the guy who was a part of the initial release, he went public afterwards and said that stuff that we showed the American public when they were sitting there. I forget the gentleman's name, but he was showing like a piece of a weather balloon, and they had this smile on their face. This is one day after I think it was the Roswell Daily Record. They had the front page of the newspaper. The government has recovered a crashed UFO.
I mean, I don't know how big the universe is. I've heard it's hard to quantify in size.
Yeah, that's it right there.
I mean, what do you think the odds are in all of the universe that we are alone?
It's not good. If it is, it's wild. If it's just us, it's wow. What a weird fucking aberration.
But let's assume it's not us. So
Yeah.
for a species, I mean, we can look at where we are at. We can make it to kind of the moon before we start fucking up. Mm-hmm. Maybe Elon can get us to Mars, maybe not. But so let's assume that a species that was able to come like check us out is probably more advanced, probably more intelligent. I think they would run for the fucking hills.
Why?
Because we are idiots, and I think anybody who viewed humanity from a long enough, more objective lens would say maybe we can just leave this trash planet alone for a little bit, and we'll come back after either they have killed themselves again and regrown into something better, or when they come and visit us.
I don't think so. I think we're normal. I think this is what normally happens when territorial apes start to develop advanced powers. And when territorial apes start to figure out things like nuclear power and then nuclear bombs, when they start figuring out antimatter, when they start figuring out just some of the wild shit these motherfuckers are working on. And that's us. And we're crazy. And we're full of shit. I mean, if they just looked at our president and our vice president, like this is the commander-in-chief and second in charge of the greatest army the world has ever known. The greatest country that's ever existed, that's filled with technology and innovation and art and creativity, and it's run by these fucking buffoons.
So that's all of the clip that I can play. I don't even know if I'm gonna get a copyright hit just because I played so much of it. They go on for at least another 10 minutes. And if you want to pick it up from this episode, it's episode 1996, Andy Stumpf, and we're at 1 hour, 7 minutes, 31 seconds. I love UFOs. Now, here's my stance on UFOs. I believe that they've come here like way back, ancient times, ancient Egypt. The reason that there's so much stuff that's unexplained is because there was some other race that came here for sure, some kind of UFO that was around here. I believe that they're here now. I believe they've interacted with humans. I believe that we have some of their technology, or at least the military does. I think I'm just a full believer, full blown. Do you know that when it comes to our galaxy, there's the center, which is like just so much light and power coming from the center, not our universe, sorry, our galaxy. From the center, we're at like the boondocks. We're like in the farmlands of the galaxy. You know that? I think within that center, there's so much life, so much intelligence, so many planets. That's just what I think. You couldn't tell me different. There's no way we're alone. That's just how I feel about the whole thing. Now, here's something else. Come close, okay? They also say that they're going to fake, the tinfoil people. They say that there's going to be a fake alien invasion to give way to a one world government. I don't know. That's what I've heard. I've been hearing it for years. And people say this is just the first little glimpses of it. The government's going to keep coming forward. Other governments are going to start talking about UFOs. And they say that they're going to fake a little alien attack. And that's going to make everyone in the world scared. We're all going to kick into our little daddy mechanism. We're going to want someone to save us. The governments come all together. They say, don't worry, we got it. We'll defend you. And then they do some kind of coalition. They all get together. And then once they save us, they never disband back into the regular type of government that we all know and love. That's what the they says. I don't know either way. Here's another way of looking at it. When you hear this guy coming forward, this whistleblower, eventually someone was going to come forward and say, I saw something. Eventually someone was going to see these things. Like, if it's all real, eventually someone's going to be like, I'm telling people. I have to tell people. We can't keep hiding this from people. Okay? I don't know what you guys want, why you guys are afraid to tell, but I'm telling people. There has to be. And honestly, there has been time and time again throughout time. Military, government, regular people, farmers, all sorts of people have come forward about this stuff. I don't know. It's really, really, really hard to tell. But when I see it coming from the government right now, it kind of makes me think of what I've heard for years, is that, they're gonna use it. They're gonna use some fake alien invasion. I don't know, man. I don't know. I definitely don't want to be the one walking around thinking that it's fake, and then I get murked by some kind of laser. I get touched by some being that has high radiation, some disease that I can't fight off. I don't know. It's very up in the air, but I love talking about UFOs. If you guys have watched the show that I do with my wife, Date Night News, we're definitely going to be covering some UFO stuff. There's a bunch of stuff in the works that we've been sitting and taking notes on and researching. We're definitely going to be coming forward with, not coming forward, but we're going to make some episodes about UFOs. I love the topic. Let me know what you think. Do you think they're real? Do you think we're alone? I got to be honest. I'm asking what you think. But if you're one of those people that think we're completely alone, you're crazy. You're crazy. You have to think about how big the galaxy is, and then think that that's just a speck. The galaxy, which is huge. Our planet is huge. Okay? You couldn't cover this thing in a day. It's huge, our planet. The other planets are huge. The sun is gigantic. Our solar system alone is huge. Then you think of our galaxy. Then there's a universe, and you think this massive thing that we can't even really understand the mass of it with our minds. Do you think there's nobody else there? I don't know, man. I don't know. Sometimes you're alone in a house. Sometimes you are. But if your house is the size of Canada, you couldn't possibly think you're alone. You know what I mean? It's like every time, imagine walking into a building, a huge abandoned building, and thinking you're the only person there. You'd be like, there has to be some raccoons or some bugs. There might be another person, maybe a homeless guy sleeping in there. I don't know. But you wouldn't just think I'm completely alone. Or maybe you would. Let me know in the comments. Like the video. Please share. It takes nothing to like a video. You just give it a little click and you walk away. That's it. And if you share it with your friend. You know that one friend you have where you guys just connect on everything. Share it with them. Please. It helps so much. And other than that, I am out.